Well, History Nebraska taking its Rehab Roadshow to Plattsmouth for an open house of a long vacant high school building that now is residential apartments. Dan Swanson gives us a look.
Lofts on Main is today an apartment building that provides unique and much-needed living space. But stepping onto the property also leaves no doubt about the building's roots as the Plattsmouth High School. Michael Sothan of History Nebraska said it's a great start to this year's Rehab Roadshow.
It was a building that was essentially falling apart, had been long vacant, and the community came together with developers and several other partners and have just made a project that's amazing.
Ryan Durant of RMDX Development said the $16 million project would not have happened if not for federal affordable housing funds, historic tax credits, History Nebraska's valuation incentive program, and LB 840 funds from the city of Plattsmouth.
It would never look like this today. We would never build a building with the facades or the woodwork. We truly preserved a building from getting destroyed and knocked down.
Architect Abby Hegeman said the building was built in 1918 at a time when society was advocating for school reforms to improve lighting and natural ventilation. It was decided to preserve the auditorium to reflect the desire of its community by showing the dazzling skylights and expansive windows.
At the end of the day, they want a successful project that's going to work functionally for them and this being an apartment building. But it's also got to preserve those character-defining features that mean so much to the integrity of this building.
The architect recognizes the cultural tale of the thick masonry walls that provided shafts for natural ventilation to the classrooms and the realities of damage while the building sat vacant for over 2 decades, from 1996 to 2019.
Historic properties need to be reused. They need to find new purposes, new futures.
Blue lockers lining the hallways and even a trophy case are tributes to the building's past.
The building still tells the story of what it was meant to be here for historically, but yet we also know that it needs to find that new use. And so we try to blend a little bit of the old with the new.
The Rehab Roadshow will continue this year with stops at Red Cloud and Norfolk. From Plattsmouth, I'm Dan Swanson, News Channel Nebraska.
The criteria is tough to become a certified local government. There are only 9 cities across the state who've done so, the latest of which is in northeast Nebraska. Luke Stera has more.
A town of just over 1,500 people is now one of only 9 cities in Nebraska known as a certified local government. Behind Neligh's modest population lies a wealth of history, which Economic Development Director Lauren Sheridan Simonson says will be preserved and celebrated.
Northern Nebraska, and especially northeast Nebraska, has a lot of history behind it. And we thought if we start this process, we can get other communities interested in doing it.
Becoming a CLG isn't just a title, it's access to grants and financial support for preservation-related projects. For Neligh, this means safeguarding iconic sites like the Neligh Mill and the Trail of Tears marker.
Neligh is rich on history, and we have to protect our historic treasures, landmarks, buildings, just the history that's within the city.
The journey to becoming a CLG took 5 years to complete, and Neligh stands as the first town in 8 years to do so.
Our history made us who we are, and it also is helping to dictate our future.
Looking ahead, Sheridan Simonson hopes that Neligh's achievement will inspire other towns in northeast Nebraska to follow suit. Reporting for News Channel Nebraska, this is Luke Stera.